What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, J&O, and welcome to my team for Game Week 25, where I go over my points and performance from Game Week 24 and also my transfer thoughts in this video for Game Week 25. We're covering both in this episode because of the quick turnaround of game weeks, and let's get into the show. So this week we managed to get 48 points, which was 6 above the average. I held my transfers, so didn't make any changes to my side, and that sort of game week rank of 1.9 million odd, which actually saw an overall rank rise from about 13 odd thousand to about 12 odd thousand, which isn't too bad in a game week where I didn't get over 50 points. Surprisingly, it also saw mainly green arrows in most of my mini leagues, apart from the FPL Surgery podcast. Make sure to go check them out. Great podcasts that I have appeared on recently. And if we look at my team, we can see that the main point scorers were Matt Doherty coming in with a clean sheet, which is unusual for him, and all the worries about him, and it was Digne that got dropped. Although Digne did come on and managed to get a -2 after getting sent off. So well played, Digne. We had Pogba with 7 points as well, but he is now an injury concern going into the next fixture, which is really worrying. And then, of course, it was up front, the return of the strikers, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Raul Jimenez, both getting 12 points apiece. If only I'd put the captaincy armband on Aubameyang, which I had flirted with during the lead up to the game week, but I didn't go ahead and push that trigger. And unfortunately, that would have seen me get 60 points instead of 48, which could have been nice. And then on the bench, Button was initially in my side, but didn't start. Fraser managed to get 3 points, Pereira 2, Schindler 2. So anyone was better than Digne. Any of them could have gone in for Digne, but unfortunately, I picked up that -2 as well, which is unfortunate. So if we go into a bit more of a deep dive into the points and performance of my players, we can see that in goal we had Ben Foster, who 4.5 million, 2 points. He conceded, unfortunately. It looked for a while like he was going to get a clean sheet against Spurs, but then Spurs came in with 2 goals. Llorente actually looking like he might be an option. Shout out to Jeff Holt. And Ben Foster got 4 saves as well. No clean sheet though. Then Robertson at 6.8 million. This is where I thought my clean sheet would be. It wasn't. Points 2. Liverpool drew 1-1 with Leicester. Played the full 90 minutes, 5 penalty area touches, 1 attempt on goal, but it wasn't from inside the box and it was not on target. Digne, the less we say about him, the better. Didn't start, played 11 minutes, got sent off, -2 points. Fantastic return. -3 points over the last 2 game weeks. Digne, I'm waiting for one of those big hauls again, or you might actually have to leave the side. Then we got Wan-Bissaka. Again, looked like he might get a clean sheet, 4.5 million, but then it was a draw. Points, 1 point for the 90 minutes played. He also got a yellow card, which stopped him getting 2 points. And then Matt Doherty, the saviour of my back line, 6 points from 90 minutes played, 5 penalty area touches, 1 attempt, which was from inside the box and on target, and he also created a big chance in the game. So Matt Doherty looked good, and I'm glad I kept faith with him when a lot of people were a bit worried because he'd been dropped in the previous game week. We then move on to the midfield, and we have Leroy Sané, Mohamed Salah and Paul Pogba. That feels like a very strong lineup. However, it was only Paul Pogba that returned any points, managing to get 7 points after scoring a penalty. He played the full 90 minutes. He is now an injury concern though. There was rumours that he was hobbling off the pitch, holding his groin. But 8 penalty area touches, 7 attempts on goal, 5 from inside the box, 3 on target, and 2 chances created. Those are great underlying stats, and if he isn't injured, he isn't going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And then Mohamed Salah was my captain. I doubled 2 points, which is fantastic. He did get 8 penalty area touches, but only 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, none on target, with 1 chance created. But perhaps maybe there were some nerves because of Newcastle beating Man City. A lot of pressure on them to really push for that title. Maybe they faltered because of that, who knows. I've not seen the games yet, unfortunately, because of course it's literally Thursday morning and I'm trying to get this video done. But I will hope to watch those games, and hopefully Mohamed Salah is still the Mohamed Salah that has just been banging in the goals recently. And then Leroy Sané, 9.7 million, 72 minutes played, 2 points returned. Newcastle in general were disappointing in their game against Newcastle. Maybe the only highlights that I've heard of were maybe David Silva and Sergio Aguero, not just because of their FPL points, but because apparently they performed quite well. Sergio Aguero had more shots than any other Man City player. Apparently no other Man City player had more than 1 shot on goal. So Sergio Aguero getting more than that, promising. And apparently David Silva said by Pep that he was showing the kind of determination and ferocity that he wanted to see in his players. So those 2 apparently came out of the game okay, but everyone else didn't really come out of it smelling like roses. Penalty area touches, he managed to get 6, 1 attempt on goal, which was from inside the box. It wasn't on target and we created 1 chance. Not great underlying stats for Leroy Sané. We then move on to the forward, a bit more interesting here as we had 2 players return 12 points. We'll start off with the player that didn't, Marcus Rashford. 90 minutes played, he could have scored. Let's be fair, if he had had his shooting boots on, he would have scored. 7 penalty area touches, 5 attempts on goal, 3 from inside the box, 2 on target, 1 big chance and 2 chances created. The underlying stats are still there to suggest that potentially it was just a one-off game. Then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Raul Jimenez, 12 points apiece, both playing the full 90 minutes. Raul Jimenez actually getting 2 goals and 3 bonus points from 8 penalty area touches, 6 attempts on goal, 5 from inside the box. Only 2 shots on target, but they both went in. 1 big chance and also created a big chance for his teammate. We all know that Raul Jimenez does like an assist, but Raul Jimenez has been great value for money recently. And with Wolves' fixture list the way it is, I can't see myself taking out Raul Jimenez unless it's to take full advantage of a double game week potentially. And then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 1 goal, 1 assist, also 3 bonus points from 6 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 2 on target. Both big chances, only scoring 1. You know what Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is like. He's going to waste some chances. But this is a nice haul for those of us who kept faith. 3 chances created, 1 big chance created as well. This is the week where the Aubameyang owners won over the Firmino owners, because I think there was quite a big movement towards Firmino and putting more money in midfield. And the likes of Hazard and Salah didn't exactly turn up, neither did the Man City midfielders. So potentially this is a winning week for those that kept a premium price striker, and that might be why I rose in rank despite my relatively low score. So we look at my team for next game week, and we are looking at a team right now that only has 1 double game week player, because of course Digne has a suspension and is only going to play in the Man City game, which means for me he's most likely going to be on my bench. That means Ben Foster in goal against Brighton Hove Albion. I do have Button, but it looks like Ryan's just come back straight into the side. We have Doherty, Robertson and Wan-Bissaka in defence. Doherty against Everton away. Everton haven't looked that great, so I'm going to keep faith that Doherty might get some attacking returns. Robertson against West Ham away. Liverpool, one of the best defences in the league, so hopefully they'll keep a clean sheet. They haven't since I brought Robertson in, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. Wan-Bissaka against Fulham at home. Crystal Palace, Wan-Bissaka, always capable of some points. Hopefully just some bonus points, even if he doesn't get a clean sheet. And then in midfield, we're going with Ryan Fraser, Cardiff away. They've just had a great win against Chelsea. With Cardiff as the next fixture, I'm going to take a punt on Fraser to maybe get something. He didn't get anything in the game just gone, but hopefully Fraser will get some attacking returns in this one. David Brooks and Joshua King were great for owners that owned them last game week. Leroy Sané is my double game week player with Arsenal and Everton. Hopefully he's going to play in both fixtures because of the Mendy situation. So there's a possibility I bring in another Man City attacker just to see what happens. Maybe take a punt on one. But Leroy Sané, I'm happy that I've already got him. Then we've got Mohamed Salah against West Ham away. Again, I'm keeping the faith with Salah. It is West Ham. Their defence has looked really bad since Valbuena's gone, so Salah is in the side. Whether I captain him is another situation. I haven't really evaluated that fully. Might go with a double game week player just to try my luck. And then Paul Pogba against Leicester away. Going to keep the faith with Paul Pogba if he's not injured. If he is injured, that would be an easy way for me to bring in a Man City player for this double game week and then transfer them out straight after. So we're looking to do that potentially. I may only use 1 transfer, even though I've got 2 transfers to use, depending on the Pogba situation. Then we've got Marcus Rashford up front. His underlying stats still look good in the game just gone against Burnley, so we're going to keep faith with Rashford for now. And then Jimenez and Aubameyang can't go anywhere after a 12-point haul from both of them. Although Aubameyang against Man City away, not my favoured fixture for a player like Aubameyang, who doesn't seem to do that well against the big teams. Potentially Pereira could come in for the Brighton Hove Albion away game. And then it also depends what else I decide to do as far as players coming in. Aubameyang could be a 1-week move out and then move back in because he does have some decent fixtures. Of course, that all depends on what kind of value I lose by making that move. And then finally, we look at the watch list. This is something that I used to do at the end of this video, but then of course I went and extended it with the transfer thoughts. But the watch list, my transfer thoughts for game week 25. And I'm looking at Man City. If I can gather anything from Pep and the press conferences and all that kind of stuff, that one of these players may potentially play in both games, then I could potentially make that move for one of these players. The players I'm looking at, a lot of it has to do with budget, because if Pogba is injured, Silva and Mahrez are quite easy to bring in. So is Bernardo Silva, to be fair. So if I hear Bernardo Silva might play in both games, he might come in. But David Silva did come out of the Newcastle game with some plaudits from Pep. He has started 4 in the last 6, but he's appeared in all 6 games. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist in that period with 23 penalty area touches, 8 attempts on goal, 7 from inside the box, 4 on target, but 9 chances created as well with 3 big chances. David Silva's the type of player that could pop up with an assist or a goal, so I feel like he's got great avenues towards getting FPL points. Then we've got Riyad Mahrez. He hasn't actually started many games in the last 6, only starting 1, appearing in 2. But with the fact that there is such a congested fixture period, I feel like Mahrez is going to get some game time, and when he has played, he has looked good. This would be a punt. It would be a punt because 2 appearances, only 1 of them a start, 6 penalty area touches, 3 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 1 on target, 1 big chance and 1 chance created. There's nothing there to say that he will definitely do well if he does play, but I just remember that he has done well when he has, and Raheem Sterling was apparently missing in that game against Newcastle. And then up front, with the potential of Aubameyang move out for just 1 game week, we've got Aguero and Jesus. If I hear Jesus is playing in the easier fixture, potentially Jesus may come in, but Aguero does seem to be the favoured striker option still. If we look at the stats, we can see 5 starts to 1, 6 appearances to 3, and then goals, 3 goals and 2 assists for Aguero. Of course, a lot more game time, only 2 goals for Jesus. And of course, the underlying stats are going to favour Aguero with that much game time. But 38 penalty area touches, 17 attempts on goal, 14 from inside the box, 6 on target, 5 big chances, 2 chances created and 2 big chances created. Aguero is the type of player that you do feel a bit more like putting the triple captain armband on, which I do worry about because I'm not sure I want to use it in this game week, especially with the way Man City are currently playing and kind of the pressure that they'll be under because of the situation in the title race. But Aguero is the kind of player that potentially you want in this double game week because there's always the potential he could have an amazing game week. And with 2 games, who knows what could happen. Not owning Aguero does feel a bit scary. Not owning Aguero does feel a bit scary. And that is it for this episode of my team for Game Week 25, points of performance and transfer thoughts. So if you did enjoy this video, please smash that like button. Also, thank you guys so much for the support recently on the Blanks and Double Game Week series. It's much appreciated. Because of you guys, I am trying to upgrade everything on this channel because of all the support recently. So thank you guys so much. If you do want to support the channel in any other way than just liking the videos and subscribing to the channel, please check out the links in the description down below. Various ways you can support the channel. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.